Hello everybody, welcome to the January 28th, 2022 edition of News from the Front Lines of Business by DW Huff Consulting, where we help you know your numbers so that you can grow your numbers. Okay, so it looks like we made it through another week here. A happy Friday everybody. So we'll kind of jump right in to our fun with numbers here. 7.5 for this week, and you'll notice that we have the picture there of Joe Burrow, former LSU standout, now playing for the Bengals, and they are facing a AFC Championship game this weekend against the Chiefs, and that 7.5 number is the point spread on that game. So not only do we hopefully that they cover the spread, but hopefully they can pull off that win there and make it to the Super Bowl next week. So that's that. So our news for the week. So you may have already seen that we got some issues out there. We saw the IRS had posted sent out a message a while back regarding some issues with the child tax credit. So they had sent out some letters to assist taxpayers in filing for this year and claiming the correct amount of credit that was received. And it looks like some of those letters have been have wrong dollar amounts on them. So there is I did post a link there to the site on the IRS's website where you can go and from there you can kind of look at this. There's a portal that you can check for the more up-to-date numbers and use that in filing your return. That way, whatever you file will match, which is in the IRS computer system. And if something needs to be updated, good luck with that, because things seem to be working very slowly on the service side. So hopefully, what you see when you log in is correct. Also a reminder here about some deadlines. So this January 31st is sneaking up on us. So in addition to all the football we're going to be watching, pretty much every accountant you know is going to be working on getting forms filed. So the 1099 miscellaneous as well as the 1099 NEC for your subcontractors. That's the ones that need to be submitted this weekend, as well as it's distributed to the recipients. So if you don't know what the difference is between the two, there's one that's for contractors who've done work for you and things like that, and the miscellaneous covers rent and various other things. So if you're unsure which one to use, give us a call and we'll touch base on that. So I guess while we continue down the line of reasoning with headaches, crypto. So we mentioned a little bit last week, and so this week we'll offer a couple solutions. There are also commercial programs out there that will help you take this voluminous amount of data here and convert it into something that could be used on a tax return. So the problem is, like we mentioned before, when you're spending or buying and selling the crypto, a lot of times it's not in even coin increments. So depending on which currency it is, you could have fractions of a coin you received over time. Each one of those little pieces of the puzzle there has its own cost basis for tax purposes. So figuring out what your gain or loss is when you utilize these coins has been complicated and really difficult. So Coin Tracker is one of the software we've seen that's been widely used, and also linked to another article that has a comparison of 8 others that are widely used. So it's still kind of the wild west out there, and I don't have any specific experience with any of these. So just kind of throwing out that research that we're doing, so we can at some point this year have at least 1 or 2 choices that we can recommend to our clients to use to simplify this process somewhat. But that's going to be another thing, because on this form there, remember, you got to check the box. Whether or not you've bought or sold any currency, you got to check that box, letting the IRS know you have transactions. So that's a whole other set of penalties if you don't check it. And once you check it, then I guess they're going to probably be looking for some transactions, and having some kind of way to figure out the tax ramifications of it will be step 2 in the process. So there we go. All right. So also every week we like to try and as we talking to our clients and doing our consulting, throw out useful information from these discussions with you. And this one actually isn't specifically with a client this week, but it's something that I'm dealing with here. Working on refinancing the building here, but prior to now I've always been kind of a keep my debt low, if I can't pay for it, I don't need it kind of guy. And situation the past couple years has been such I've had to actually tap in some credit lines and cards and that kind of thing. So what I've learned, and I already knew this, but that's what it started out there too, in case you find yourself in the same situation, is that apply for lines of credit and cards when you don't need them, and just have them in reserve ready to go. Because once you try to do something, when credit card utilization is up past 50 or 60%, even if you're paying it off, it still hurts you on a lot of these scoring systems. So, I've heard that advice before: apply before you need it, and that's something I definitely want to, emphasize again here, because it's definitely causing me some headaches with some of my things that I have going on with my building here. So keep that in mind. So parting thoughts here: premeditatio malorum. So I studied the Stoic philosophers quite a bit, and Seneca's one that comes up quite regularly. And so here we are in January, and the reason why this particular quote is important is I guess the planning for 2022 is, I think, mostly done, but it's not too late. It's only the first month of the year that's pretty much behind us here. But what the thought here is that look forward into the year to anything that can go wrong, and try to have a contingency plan for it. So premeditate the things that go wrong and get ready for them. So we see COVID, I think, is hopefully fizzling out, but we're noticing some volatility in the stock market, and interest rates about to be hiked up a little bit by the Fed. So a few things can throw kind of a monkey wrench in our plans for the year. So look forward a little bit with those things and how those things can affect you, and try to prepare for them. So that's my thought for the week. Look forward, know your numbers, right? You should have your budget and plan and know where you want to be, and see what kind of things can derail you. So with that, that's it for this week, guys. Have a good weekend. Stay warm. Watch some football. Try and have a little bit of fun, and we'll be back at it next week. Thank you.